So let's now quickly see how much time we have on the appointment of the Deputy IGP, Christian Yohonu, distinguished career over 3 decades, we understand, very well decorated. But the communication that came from the presidency said he is Deputy IGP in charge of operations. And some of you, like they'll say in P, Mutikwa Pai. Why? I'm asking you, Kofi Bento.
I speak as a member of the legal team, but this is law. So because of the time, let me just read a few pieces of law. CI 76, which regulates this, Section 6 says that the Inspector General of Police is the head of the service, subject to the provisions of Article 202 of the Constitution, and to the control and direction of the Council, is responsible for operational control and administration of the service. This is the law. 2, the IGP may delegate to an officer of the service functions that the IGP considers necessary, but the IGP is not relieved from the ultimate responsibility for the performance of the delegated functions. Okay? And then Section 4 says that the Deputy IGP shall supervise, control, monitor, and provide day-to-day management of all schedules and command, and shall report to the Inspector General. 4 does not give the Deputy IGP operational roles. It gives him 2 things to do: administrative roles and supervisory roles, reporting to the IGP. Now, in Article 202 of the Constitution, it is clear that the appointing authority was given for the specific position of the IGP. If you go to Section 3 of Act 350, which is the Police Service Act, these are the offices established. A, the Inspector General of Police. 2, Commissioners of Police. 3, Deputy Commissioners of Police. And D, persons holding posts or being of ranks created under this Act. All these read together mean this: the Deputy IG position is a flexible position which may or may not be occupied. So for many times, there is no Deputy IG, number 1. Number 2, it is not a position that may be appointed above the IG because of rank issues, discipline issues, and control issues, and it even breaches management principles. If you have an IG, the Police Council and Police Management Board may appoint a Deputy IG to assist the IG.
Not the president?
Not the president. The
Really?
president, in the Constitution, the president is the appointing authority for every officer. But if you read further, because of time I'm rushing, you will see that he delegates that. Then again, in practice and in management systems, you don't want a situation where the president appoints a subordinate to the boss. That means he reports behind that person. Then most importantly, all the laws read together mean, even if you have a Deputy IG, definitely the president may not assign him a duty, such as go and do operations or go and do this. Indeed, the law specifically says that if there's going to be a Deputy IG, he shall only do administrative work and report to the IG. And that even if the IG gives anybody, delegates any of his powers, he, the IGP, shall not be relieved from the ultimate responsibility of those.
That duty.
You see, I'm rushing. Now, the gentleman who has been appointed, I personally have a relationship, not a relationship, but I have interacted with him all through this demonstration. I found him to be the absolute best. Absolute best. I don't have time to talk about that, so there's no problem with him. However, you put him in a difficult situation. He merits the position, okay? But is it for the president to come and tell you that I'm giving you this position, operations, or this position? Let me tell you something. If we allow this to stand as it is, the president, therefore, that precedent that has been set, means the president can appoint any number of deputy IGPs and assign them any number of specific duties, and that will make trouble in the
So the
police
president
service.
can render the IGP useless.
Totally useless and mess with the authority and operation structure in the police.
Do you buy into the arguments that this may be a confirmation of the leak tape that said the NPP had issues with Dampare and therefore wanted to get rid of him, and having failed to get rid of him, then they want to get a deputy, give him specific mandate so the IGP will not be responsible for operations?
Those who make that suggestion make it because they are well grounded in observing how things have gone.
Yep.
So you have a whole effort to remove the man, and clearly it failed. Then you have a situation, let me make this point, however. The MPP as a group absolved itself sufficiently when they voted together with the minority to accept the report in Parliament. So I sat here and said, that shows that you don't have a problem, the MPP doesn't have a problem and may not be wanting to. But you have a situation now where clearly operatives within the same government have gone to do something which is clearly not permitted within the law. So it brings back that situation. Look, everybody knows where I stand. But if Dr. Bawumia is going to win this election, let him win it fair and square. We are not stupid. People see what is going on. It does not help anybody. And trust me, look, when you have a situation where the nation is moving in a certain direction, what will change minds is talking. Dr. Bawumia is campaigning. Cool. So those operatives who think that this is a way to win
let's hear
are wrong and they should stop it.
Yes,
let the police run, let the man do his job. We all see he's doing a good job. Don't disrupt him.
So you are hearing Kofi Bento.
Yeah.
Even Kofi Bento say that those who raise those questions, however how, call it mere suspicion, there is basis for it.
Okay. Well, I disagree with Kofi because I, as an MPP, I'm one of the people who think the IGP is doing excellent. I know a lot of MPP people, and he even said it, that Parliament just supported just what you just alluded to. I mean, our biggest force is Parliament. One of our biggest forces is Parliament. So if our parliamentarians are even siding with the IGP, how
well,
can
not all of your parliamentarians, though.
Not all.
Okay.
Honorable Atachian refused to sign the report.
Okay, but majority of them.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, majority of them.
Some of them.
I mean, even in our democracy, it's about majority.
About half of you don't show up in Parliament. You are campaigning.
No.
So let's say some, a few.
My point is, majority supported it. To win the election in this country is 50% plus one. Is that not so? Mm-hmm. So once majority supports, majority. The bottom line is this. If you read what Eugene Ahin puts out, it says that the President of the Republic, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, has appointed Commissioner of Police, Mr. COP, Mr. Christian Tete Yonu, as the Deputy Inspector General of Police in charge of operations. Mm-hmm. The appointment is pursuant to the advice of the Police Council at its meeting held today, Wednesday, July 17th, 2024, during which COP Yonu's exceptional credentials and dedication to duty were acknowledged. Police Council, which the IGP is part, gave this advice for the president to make this appointment.
That there should be that designation.
I mean, per what I'm reading.
Let me do a quick correction.
Okay.
The deputy IGP in charge of operations position does not exist.
No, I'm not disputing.
No.
Okay.
Because you're saying they recommended this. It is not possible.
Okay.
And cannot be lawful for the council to recommend a position that does
Thank
not
you.
exist.
Allow him to.
So let's just clarify that. They didn't recommend that.
Oh, really?
They recommended, you may say they recommended something, but I'm saying that position does
Unless
not
you are saying what Eugene is saying here is untrue. Because
So
he
my
made
question
a
to you is that-
categorical
my question to you is
for
this,
operations
Kofi Bento,
doesn't exist.
Hold on. My question to you is this. You are saying that the recommendation was included the designation.
I'm not, it's not me saying no. I read to you what Eugene Ahin wrote.
Recommendation of the appointment.
It says that has been appointed the Deputy Inspector General of Police in charge of operation. This appointment is pursuant to the advice. It gave a designation. Look, it's not like the appointing letter said appointed Deputy IGP, and then later another letter came and said your designation is operations.
I'm not debating you. I'm just supplying the information that, look, we all make mistakes.
Okay.
And I'm saying that when these things happen, some of these things, the usefulness of it is to go into, I read the law.
Okay.
So it's not continued.
No, I'm not disputing you. I'm not disputing what you are saying either. I'm only saying that if indeed the council advised that a deputy IGP be appointed in charge of operations, the IGP was part of that decision. That's all I'm saying. Unless this is not true.
Until we hear the contrary.
Yes.
That the council only advised as to the appointment but not the designation. This is what we should go by.
This is what we should go by.
Okay.
Because the council advised.
That's fair.
That's all I'm saying.
What do you say?
Think, time is there. Okay.
Look, Samson, this is a mess. The police council. Who chairs the police council? His Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
Correct.
He is the chair of the police council.
What's the point?
The statement from the President's Director of Communication says that this is on the advice of the police council, which is chaired by Vice President Bawumia. I see a grand conspiracy ahead of the 2024 elections. Look, it's walking like a duck, it's quacking like a duck, it's shaking like a duck. It must be a duck. And I have seen the shenanigans in Parliament, how Atachia refused to sign this report, and how there are still moves that the committee's work should be redone. They should bring in people who claim that there has been some extrajudicial killings, very grave matters, which cannot be resolved. We cannot be resolved in Parliament. You know, so when you look at the conspiracy, people are just looking at the elections. Let's bring in somebody we can trust, and all these things started from Assin North. They think the IGP didn't do enough.
How? What you mean by conspiracy? The conspiracy suspicion.
Yes. Okay. They think that he didn't do enough to secure their victory. Look, we are all not neophytes or babies in this game. We see what is at play. People want to enhance Bawumia's chances, and he himself is neck deep. And I encourage his special advisor to talk to him.
I'm not.
Go and talk to him. No, but he's the chair of the police council.
I think
it is about nation. It's about look. Institutions are working, and I beg you, see, not everybody is a lawyer and read all this law. Mistakes can be made. I can sit here and say clearly.
So you are saying Dr. Bawumia's council made a mistake?
Listen,
he's saying,
but of course they are not bored.
This is wrong. This is unlawful.
Yes.
So it should be revoked.
Revoke
the designation.
The designation is not lawful.
Could you quickly say what you wanted to say?
Look, the vice president doesn't need the police to win the election.
It doesn't.
Yes.
So Samuel, let's not go.
Yes. So they shouldn't be doing
Let's not. No, he hasn't done anything.
They should stop the conspiracy.
A council is not one person.
But there's
one
chairman.
No.
There's one chairman.
Is the chairman the only person who votes or who takes decisions? No. Let's not do that. We are educating the masses. A council is made up of a
may
body.
Only have a casting vote.
Exactly. So what are you saying? It will probably be a majority vote. So what are you saying? The point is that the vice president doesn't need anybody, the police, military, or any group to win the election. There's only one way he's going to win the election. Yes. Go to the masses and tell the masses what you can do. Here's the vision.
And Kofi, your point is on the assumption that the council advised the designation.
No, I'm not assuming.
Okay.
I read to you what the letter said.
Dr. Kennedy, what can you share with us in a minute? What you see this to be?
Yeah, I don't think it looks good. I take Kofi Bento's word that the vice president doesn't need the help of the police to win the election, but their behavior is a little suspicious when you look at Bugrin Abu's tape and what it implies, and you put that in context of this. It is not good, and I think that COP Yowuno is being put in a very uncomfortable situation. Yeah. I think that I don't even know if it is appropriate for the police council to go over the head of the IGP and name a deputy IGP for a position that may not even exist. I think you should have allowed the IGP to name from within the police service people whom in his professional judgment can assist him to carry out his mandate. So this doesn't look good. And I think when you talk about committees, there are a lot of committees that don't vote, you know. So yes, we can say police council, but it might be that when they go to a meeting, the chairman says, this and this is what I am thinking of, and most of them say, I know in the Ghanaian So,
but Dr. Arthur Kennedy, if it is against, if this is against the IGP, and this comes up in the council, at the meeting of the council, and the IGP doesn't speak against it, or you think that even if he spoke against it in the council, he cannot say that publicly?
most IGPs, given that situation, will not say anything. I can tell you. Most of them will not say anything. Yeah. It will be very rare in the meeting of the police council for the IGP to argue with the vice president who is suggesting something like this. He wouldn't do that, and you know that.
So what should be done? What do you think should be done?
I actually think that the damage has already been done, but I think that Parliament, if they can, should have hearings into how this happened and reassure themselves that the IGP is comfortable that he has the support and freedom to execute his mandate. I think this is the time to assure ourselves of that.
All right.
Something.
Thank you. Yes.
Honestly, sometimes mistakes are made.
So there should be a rescission of the letter.
My dear Dr.
And then another one issued.
You don't need this.
Yeah.
He, Mr. Ablakwa, is pointing or pinning it on you because he's supposed to be the chairman. Yeah. This can be withdrawn. There can be the IGP, deputy IGP position, but assigning him operational duties is unconstitutional. Yeah. Should be corrected. But most importantly, we cannot make the sitting IGP, who has proven to be extremely competent, a victim of his own success. This country must find a way of supporting competence who would deliver.
So, Kofi, where it happens that this may have been advised, and then your namesake says it's unconstitutional, it's lawful, everybody across the board disagrees with it, would you say there should be a rethink?
No, I wouldn't want to comment on that because I don't have the legal knowledge to take a position on that. But what I want to, I know, you've read the law. I have to take time to consume what you read, to even look at other aspects of it, the powers of the council, etc., to then make an informed decision. So I won't make any comment on it.
Okay.
The bottom line is that this government has supported the IGP, has given him the freedom and the independence to do his work, from Parliament to the executive. And even individuals in the government and party have openly supported the IGP for how he's competently doing his work.
Okay.
Nobody has any interest. And then the person in question, nobody doubts his integrity. I'm yet to meet even a single person who has doubted the integrity of COP Yohunu to think that he can be used to do some clandestine work.
Okay,
absolutely.
Thank you very much. We just ran out of time now. And my outfit, as always, is by Konati Clothing. You can find them at Adenta Shopping Center, Adenta Down. You call them on 0244 676732. 0244 676732. Konati Clothing. What you wear matters or counts. Take that into account when you think about what you have to wear. My guest, who have been helping with the discussion, have been Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, North Tongue MP and Chairman, Assurance Committee, Dr. Arthur Kennedy, Kofi Tonto, government spokesperson, and Kofi Bento of Imani Africa. I'm Samson Ladia Yenini. Have a good afternoon.